Hey everyone, Nicola Light here, remembering you back into your light, guiding you on your ascension journey. I do hope you are well today. Just got off a call with a beautiful friend of mine, which is on a playlist here on my channel called Inga Arnez, and she is wonderful. We just brought forward some amazing energy anchoring into our system, which is an upgrading of the feminine energy. And I wanted to bring in some light codes to sustain that sort of sense of energy flowing through me right now, which is so profound and so strengthened within me. And then I want to explain what that's all about. It's the intensification of the inner light ignition of the upgrade of the ego mind. Very, very profound information to come forward. So please listen to the end of the video so that we can sort of get that fullness of information, that understanding, so we can spark the wisdom within. This channel, if you're new to it, is all about light language, all about the ascension spiritual journey. So check out all my other videos and all the links below if you want to work with me. And also I have a YouTube membership and a Patreon membership, so check those out, as well as Udemy courses. So loads of stuff for you to assist you on your journey. Okay, da. So these light codes will bring you a sense of ignition, remembrance, and release. Okay, da. Thank you. As we deepen within our energetic field, we have these deep awakenings, wisdom ignitions. And it is the wave of energy that takes us through our sense of ups and downs of emotional states. It is that of the mind that we perceive to be ourselves in individuality, in a sense of form, which is looking at the face and identifying with yourself as the embodied being, which is human. But we are so much more than this. Yeah. It is about the reconnection to all that you are through all time and space that builds the energy through into the embodiment and the inner wisdom light within. It is the Trinity within. It is that of mother, father, and child. Sank olung kushna ala kan etwa, som ma kan ish no kolang kietam. Then a krepisma kushmakiatan, van kribis ma kaisamakiatam. So anchor yourselves into your central column of light, really intensifying that energy that is moving through your conduit, through the spinal column. Allow yourself to adjust your energy using your breath, pushing out the energy through your hands and your feet, and allow the energy to flow through you. Be empowered on your journey by receiving the codes, and know that you can use your discernment as you are a sovereign being of light. I offer from my heart, and I'm bringing the code in to bring forward a remembrance of the internal journey of light ignition. So anchor Thank you. A little bit on the throat. Yeah. Just breathe in those codes. A little boosty of energy. Allow that to wiggle down into the base. Just opening up your heart, moving the energy in, wiggling it in. Right down to your feet. Give your hands, fingers, toes a little wiggle. Let it move through the body. Let it move through the neck and align. Dasia. Alla macchiato da basse macchiatam. Okay, don't want to get on with the information. That alla messi bagiana asia, kokon to kalavisi macchiatam. Want to make it nice and simple with what's going on with the energetic flowing systems for the human upgrade of that of mind. So we've got the mind that sits here. Let me see. We'll bring this here. So we've got mind, and we perceive mind to be ego, and there are the senses of the physical body. I did that and it didn't make any difference. Oh, look, got a little light there. Bon. Okay, done. And the macchiato dadisi macchiato. So we're looking at the mind, the ego upgrade. It sits within the unit of the head. La, 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 la. So here we go. We have an eye, and we have an eye, and we have a nose. Da, 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 da. And a big smiley face. And there we go. We've got eyelashes. Let's put those in. Little tear ducts. I'm getting very technical in my artistry. And in this centre here, we have the third eye. Da. So if we look at the third eye, tu, shan, lani quali si, vankra terissima koshna. With an inverted ego, the ego will run on a structure of an inversion to the main purpose of ego in the first place. If we see ourselves as human in physical body, okay, this is what we were originally were, the physical body holding an energy of bliss state running through us to enable us to grow through the interaction with ourselves from a place of singularity, which is a dualistic experience by me with you, me with you. And I spoke about this on a particular playlist, which is the evolution of the soul's journey back into the light. That's not what the playlist is called, but it's the movement of us moving back into the true state, the original template, the original plan of being on Earth. Okay, but there was a distorted field and all of that. So have a little check of all of that. And that the Misibakiatan, so there was an inversion within the system that created a sense of disease within the mind for the ego to hold a template of fight and flight. So ego had that energy because it settled into the keeping of safe, because there was a need to be kept safe, because there was a dualistic experience which was dark and light. So the dark and light came into the reality and shifted the ego into keeping oneself safe, rather than the ego being that of almost like da almasibakianta da sibakiatan asibakiata da anspekite imbakianta da simakiata alamakianta da simakiata. Just me just pull back a bit because I'm going too far ahead. Da alamakianta da alamosobakiata na bosumakiatam. So let's just look at this before we move on. Okay, so we've got the dot in the middle, which is the point of observation. We move into the darkness and into the light, which is the fight and flight mode. So we have the negative and the positive here. Now, this is the dualistic perspective of the lower ego. Okay, remember, it's a deconstruction of the original template. That is the illusionary field we're talking about here. The upgrading of the human mind is through the upgrade of and inversion into that of the vibration of the original template. It is not of the running of the system, which is the illusionary field, which is what we perceive to be dualistic in dark light, dark light. It is not that. It is the transference back into light, 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 heaven on earth, bliss, bliss, and interaction with one and one, that in Samakyattam, which is the infinity symbol in its totality, which is not that of the dualistic experience of which we perceive to be and we've been programmed into the effect of that. It is not the original template. This is the illusion of the infinity. It is the yin and yang, but it is the understanding of it from the mind, from the ego that perceives it. It is meant to be that there is fight, flight, because there should not be anything that you're fighting against or running from, because everything is bliss, bliss. That's the original. That's the original. That's the rise into golden age. That's the original. Okay, so to move out of the distortion, we must unplug the mind out of the illusional state by moving out the beliefs and the programming of mind control. Right? I probably might actually link this to the mind control playlist, but if I don't, then check that out on the channel. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. A little bit of fear came in there. Okay. Okay. Ego acts upon the vibration of fear. Fear is the lower vibrational energy that is held to anchor you in to this system. This distorted system of the embodied state will take you down into that of fear that is held in the lower body. Okay? That. So we're going all over the place. This is how I work, but then we get the ending at the end, all right? So stay with me. So we have an inverted third eye, okay? Which is here, that depicted with this. That. Let's take that it's the lower, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. This would be the dualistic experience of the ego, which would be then the fight and the flight, the lower mind, inverted to see the illusionary field, the hijack system, okay? When we look at the inversion at the top of the fortified field of the third eye, it is the movement of the upgraded system of the third eye and ego. Okay, that energy of the ego is then uplifted into a more of an energy that is almost like a gatekeeper of an experience, that if something did come in, then it's observed, but it's not through fight or flight, it's through the observation. Put a blanket around it and go there, and then let the energy just dissolve through you. So it's almost like a valve to ignite within you, that the mind then can coexist with the physicality and senses of the human body, but interact with the higher vibrations of the inner knowing and wisdom of the ignition of within. Is that if something external starts to move into a direction that would create a little bit of blockage within the system, then the ego will step in and flush it through by there, rather than that. It's a completely different ego version, which we're rising back into, remembering that the ego is upgrading during our ascension process. The hijack system actually hijacked the third eye system and then sustained a belief system, then linked into that of the brain of the physical body, and the identification shut down then the third eye, and then actually then brought us into fear, where it was anchored in a lower vibration into the lower body. The separation of the lower body and the upper body to the heart, and then the separation of the third eye, the throat and the heart itself. So there was a big separation. Sort of chop that off. Fairy's just gone across there, chopped it off, and chopped it off again. So we separated out of boom, boom, and boom, down. Okay, down. So we separated within ourselves as well as within the third eye. So everything became separate. So separate. Everything separate. separate. Finger, separate. Body, everything. That. And the macchiato da simakiatan. And then instated a realm of understanding of the ego, which was the birthing of, if we look at, and they're showing me the sort of the illustration of Adam and Eve eating from the forbidden apple. It is that sparked the inspiration for that story to be told, is that Adam and Eve separated and they became, sort of like, oh, I've got to put on a bikini, can't walk around all topless, that's a little bit ooh iffy. So the ego started to kick in, and then there's the storyline of the illusion coming in. Okay, that's when everything sort of came down. That was a little bit of mind involved in there, so don't take that literal. That was a little bit distorted, but pick it up in your own empowered way. All of these videos, make sure that you're empowered, whether it resonates, whether it doesn't, whether you stick it on the shelf, doesn't matter. Just see it for what it is with the information I'm bringing forward. But it's the light codes that will be the codes that you'll need to listen into. So Nicola Chitta Chatter actually is an interpretation from my perspective. Whatever you get is what you get. So I invite you to be empowered. Okay, empower yourself. Thank you. Alamakiant o karabakianta van karabakiato namasibakiatam. With the reignition of the upper flipped up from inversion of duality of third eye, there is a capability for us now to upsurge in, and which is what Inga and I was working on within ourselves, was the upsurge of the masculine and feminine energy with the child. So the child is the ego. The child is that within our minds that is the child upon earth. So this is the child. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite faint, but there we go. So we have the child that is the ego, the inner child, and we also have the inner child in different sort of regions of the body where we can locate our sense of inner child. But I'm looking at the ego inner child. And we have the left hand side of, so if we're going to treat this as left, I don't know how it's going to show up on this, but let's call this the feminine. And then we have the masculine this side. So we have the mother and the father. Okay, and this has nothing to do with, sort of couplings or anything like that. There has to be a mother and a father to create. Okay, so regardless if you're in that sort of relationship, it's irrelevant. It's mother, father. There's dualistic experience and there's mother and father within inside ourselves as well. So it's nothing to do with physicality and relationships, okay? But so we have child, but there needs to be a feminine and a masculine energy to ignite and to create a child. Okay, a creation. So a child is a creation. So it doesn't matter if it's a physical child or whether it's a creation of something, a creation of a pen, a creation of a beautiful cup. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a creation. There's a spark, there's an inspiration from a form energy, a logical energy, and a flow intuitive energy that sparks inspiration and the manifestation from an internal spark mechanism into the creation of the third eye system that is upgrading and seeing that we are a creator being in the presence of Mother, Father, God, as we could perceive it to be, of consciousness that is embodying into our system that allows us to grow into the perfect specimen of creators that we truly are. It's remembering that we are creators, divine creators, and all of the deconstruction of and the switching of and plugging into illusionary field and the siphoning off of fear energy that suppresses the pure God, Mother, Father, God spark that creates child. Okay, the inversion of the ego flips its coin into the receiving of the instant manifestation capabilities that will start to come online for many people upon the earth as they rise in vibration and enable themselves to spark the God, Mother, Father spark within. This is aligning to the heart and moving down a strengthened column, a central column of light to embody deep into the sacral system, and then the movement down to the base, and then in fully embodiment of the creation. There's also some information that came through about the sacral upgrade, but that's sort of another subject in itself. But I'm just going to focus upon the third eye evolution into the flipping up of the wisdom within to see past the illusion of duality itself. Big statement. Nicola's ego is going like, right. Okay, da. E la macchiata si macchiata, e lo si macchiata, mossa bagieta, and expect the unexpected because many surprises are coming. There's so much work that's going on in the back end, just behind here, that somebody's doing a lot of work to bring in all of this conscious stuff coming online. And there's lots of light workers working the earth, doing their stuff, doing this. You're doing your work. You're getting rid of all your junk in your trunk. This is amazing. So much going on in the back end that the front end is going to start seeing it all play out. Yay! Da. E la macchianto ratenesia. But it is the availability of the energy that has now been anchored into the system that is injected through the conduits that have been working on this system that enables an upgrade of that of masculine and feminine energy. Now, the feminine energy is coming in very, very strong to upgrade not only the physical body of the woman, but also that of the man structure. And the integration of the interaction and the balancing between the masculine and feminine is coming more and more online. So we had an upsurgence of masculine energy coming in, and now the feminine energy is coming in to assist the masculine in their rise also. So as well as the upgrade of the 3D reality of mind in the flipping up of the insight, of upgrading the inner child, the light within that is created from the masculine and feminine balancing upgrade will enable you to grow in your stature of really embodying the true self essence of Mother, Father, God. The creative field of light, the ignition of the light within. Da. E la massa bakianto da ansibakiata, e la massa bankiato undoasia. This is an important upsurge of energy that is coming in to enable you to see with inside of yourself and spark the remembrance of who you are into your own inner light. Da. E la macchianto da simequat en esimakiatam, avangio babo shangiat o rated in a krabakiata da a. So it is the upsurge of the third eye ignition that allows this trinity of connection to come in. It is the 1, the 2, and the 3 eye ignition within that is activating in our third eye system in physicality, and it's creating an awful lot of disturbance of the physical body. So you might be feeling headaches, you might be feeling a little bit of dizziness. So I did a video on that, so check that out. There's some light codes to assist you in that. Da. E la macchiatona messibachianta, e la massa boconomoshani kiten esia, vankrabachiana dadesia. It is in regiment for the true evolution of the soul's journey, which is anchoring into and sustaining the energy flowing systems of the physical body in 5D vibration that shifts you out of the bridging of the 3D reality back to the fifth, going over the fourth and over the bridge and back and trit trot and a trittany trot. It is about the deconstruction of the old, but we must focus on the light and focusing on the creation of the 5D structures, the vibrations of love creation, which is that of the ignition of the inner child egoic structure, the creation of Mother, Father, God into being, which is our mission work. I do hope that this is sort of like coming in. You might need to listen to this a few times. It might be pushing your boundaries a little bit or creating a bit of like moment in your mind. So please just bear with this, because you will really deepen into the understanding. You just check out all of those informations that have been coming in. This is my sort of truth that is igniting within me. Da anamasya bakyanto da simakiatan vamos bainkiata and akarabadigadibisimakiatam. There are so many surprises and gifts that are coming online for many of us. For those that are tuning in and are committed into the journey, it is the movement of the mind into the wisdom spark within of Mother, Father, God, creating of the child and expanding the ego, the human, into the deep realization of that you are creator beings upon the earth, to create your mission, to create and fulfill your mission, to enable the new structures of the 5D reality to come into being. It is also that of the masculine feminine energy, supporting the generational shift that will come and rise in as we support our children into this new system. So we must create the new. We must come together, okay? Yeah. Push through the old structure of the ego, of the fight and the flight. It is not a dualistic experience as in black and white. It is the experience of you and me. And it is that experience that we are moving into, which is that of peace, tranquility, light, and the experience will ignite heaven on earth back again. So we're moving back into the old perceived idea of heaven on earth. We're just walking ourselves back to where we was. It's like a replay backwards. Ilamasya bakyanta alangmianto dodi sumokrat and asyamaki etana. So I'm going to leave you with that, with the inner knowing that the availability of all of this information can come forward for you. Just deepen into yourself with a meditation. Really let that physical body come online. If you're igniting your light language, these codes will assist you to ignite your inner wisdom. If you want to know a little bit more about the journey, do check those online courses that I've got on Udemy. There are 3 there for you to work through. And if you want to, then come and join me on a one-to-one or in a group work. So you can check that out on my website, which is nicolalight.com, or join me on Patreon. There's a free tier where I bring forward information, which is just a little bit extra. And if you want to support me on my journey, there's extra information also there that you can access with a love donational exchange. So I thank you all for supporting me, for subscribing. Please comment on these videos so that more and more people can connect with the information and understanding of the inspiration and the inner standing of the inner wisdom of light. Okay, I'm going to leave it there or else I'll just keep on. Okay, so take care everyone. Hope you're all very, very well, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye.